What is up, YouTube? It is Zeta TCG here for my second discussion video. Yeah, and it is going to be over the topic of Snatch Steal and whether or not it is a good card. So, I'm going to talk about three things here. Is Snatch Steal a good card? Is Snatch Steal a bad card? And also, is Snatch Steal a card worth putting into your deck? Now, first things first, is Snatch Steal a good card? It does have its pros, definitely. You can take control of an opponent's monster. That opponent gains 1,000 life points every time it's their standby phase. It's an okay effect. Taking control of an opponent's monsters nowadays really doesn't seem all that much, and some people actually have a point about that, and they're right. It really doesn't seem like a whole lot. And I'm sorry about the background noise. I do have my fan going, even though it is January, but I like it. I like the cold. So, and I do live in South Central area, so it is kind of warm usually. So I always have my fan going. Sorry, but yeah, the Snatch Steal is a rather okay card. I mean, it would have been a good card maybe 5-6 years ago, for sure. But now, there's so many, in many different formats from what I've seen. Every time a certain set of Yu-Gi-Oh comes out, like, okay, right now as we're speaking, the new Challengers is the latest set, and what's set to come out in January is the Secrets of Eternity. And right now, pendulums seem to be the thing. It seems to be a thing that's been rather taken in quite well, to be honest. Even though I don't run pendulums, probably I never will, but it's still a thing that's been taken on really well, and I think Konami is really happy with that result. Another thing that could make this card good is whether you can take control of an opponent's big monster. Like I've mentioned this before in my ban list video. I hate light swarms. I hate them with a strict passion. I think they can suck dick. Okay, because when you bring out the Judgment Dragon, it's pretty much game over, and that really pisses me off. Because one card that has that kind of power really should be considered getting limited, maybe even banned almost. That's how much I hate it. But with a card like Snatch Steal now, it can kind of make things easier. Okay, you can throw this into your deck, and you can take control of that Judgment Dragon and pretty much do the same thing to your opponent. So yeah. So those are some good things about Snatch Steal. I mean, really, as the card text says, that may be the only good thing about Snatch Steal. Now I'm going to talk about, is Snatch Steal a bad card? It honestly depends on what kind of deck you're running. It really just depends on that. Like right now, I run Cyber Dragons, and I don't think Snatch Steal would be a good card to have in Cyber Dragons. So, yeah. I mean, if you were to put this in, for example, a deck that is mainly surrounded by, like, Xyz or Synchros, then sure, Snatch Steal would actually be a rather okay card. But in my Cyber Dragon deck, it wouldn't work too well. I mean, like, I can pretty much fusion summon many Cyber Dragons, and the only cards, or there's actually only one monster in my deck in Cyber Dragons that requires a tribute, is Cyber Dragon itself. But Cyber Dragon's effect allows me to special summon it whenever my opponent controls a monster. So, yeah. And to be honest, I am not really I have been keeping up to date that much with Yu-Gi-Oh. I recently got back into it during the summer, and I've really lost count on how much this game has grown. I probably gave up on Yu-Gi-Oh whenever I was in second grade, maybe third grade. I don't know. But whenever I left the game, like, the main thing to do was to fusion summon. You could pull out a polymerization, bring out the ultimate Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Speaking of which, I have Blue Eyes right here on my game board from Legendary Collection 1. And yeah, so whenever I left it, polymerization was really the only way to have a card special summoned through other cards. But now, ever since, there's been 5Ds where you can synchro, and then after that, Zexal, which you can Xyz. And I caught on with Xyz pretty well. I like it. I like Xyz a lot. Now, with synchros, it's a completely different process for me. It's just the way I think. And the way I think is, like, if I see a card or a type of card that works, I'll use it. And if I'm struggling to build a deck, then of course I'll go reference to other people here on YouTube. Now, with that being said, I will always have my own creativity. I'll probably never copy anybody else's decks. So even though I'm not very up to date very much with Yu-Gi-Oh, like I don't know past metas except for current metas. Like, I know the meta today is Shaddolls, and then probably whenever Pendulums take over, Cleave Force will probably be a meta soon, and Burning Abyss is probably going to be another meta. So yeah, if you can utilize Snatch Steal in your deck, go ahead. Is it a bad card? It can be the way you use it. I mean, if you're going to simply use Snatch Steal to take over some level 2 Mask of Darkness that your opponent's flipped up, then that's stupid, I mean, honestly, Snatch Steal, it can be a good card, it could be a bad card. It's just entirely based on the way you use it. So that's my thought process on that. It's kind of complicated in a way. So yeah, on to my third topic. Is it worth putting in your deck? I don't know. I can't answer that. I really can't. It's entirely up to you. It is 100% up to you. I cannot answer that question. I can tell you right now, since I run Cyber Dragons, it's not worth putting into my deck. My Cyber Dragon deck is surrounded, or is based around fusions, right? I have Polymerization, Power Bond, Overload Fusion. So having Snatch Steal in my deck wouldn't be a good idea. Now, I could make the case for other decks. It's entirely up to you. As I said before, I mean, I can't speak for other decks like Light Swarms, Mermails, Burning Abyss, Shaddolls, Shooting Star, Stardust, whatever, Heroes, and other past decks, Red Eyes decks, etc., etc. So I really can't answer that question for you. It's entirely up to you to answer that question. But I've already answered the question for myself, and that answer is no. It's not worth putting into Cyber Dragons, because that's what I run. And because my Cyber Dragon deck is surrounded by fusions, it's not worth it. I mean, even if, God bless, that card still, Super Polymerization, were to still be around, I still wouldn't have Snatch Steal in my deck, And of course, to be honest, I don't think Snatch Steal and Super Polymerization would work well together. So yeah, that's that. It's just a small discussion. I'm going to be fully honest with you guys. This is my second attempt at making the discussion video. I accidentally deleted it, and I was editing it on iMovie on my phone, and it totally fucked up. So yeah. So that will be the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. It means a lot. I'm starting off the new year and hoping to end the year with at least 100 subscribers, 100 subscribers, and hopefully, if I do well enough, I can end the year with maybe 300 subscribers. You know. So yeah, please subscribe. It would mean a lot. I'm going to do more openings. I have a Legendary Collection opening in line for you guys. I'm also going to try to get my hands on the Legacy of the Valiant booster box. I'm going to try to pull, excuse me, I'm going to try to pull cards like Exciton Knight, number 101, and other cards like that from that box. And sooner or later, I'm also going to be doing some deck profiles as well. I will be showing you guys my Cyber Dragon deck profile, and as well as other deck profiles down the future as well. So, once again, guys, thanks for watching. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. That's right, I am on Instagram at ZetaTCG, and you can follow me. I follow back. And you guys can check out my photos of cards that I have up for sale / trade. Still trying to gather up a want list, even though I really don't know what I want, but still, please go follow me on there. That's where I keep up to most up to date with people on social media. I don't have Twitter yet, nor do I have Facebook. Maybe yet, I don't know. And also, don't forget, if you guys ever want to duel me on Dueling Network, my name on Dueling Network is Zeta T. I'm sorry, not Zeta TCG. It is Zeta Yugi, and the Z is capitalized and the Y is capitalized. Zeta Yugi. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and this is gonna be Zeta TCG signing out.